Hello, James.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Great, Mike and Lisa.
The faithful two.
I can't hear.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, we have more faithfuls now, though, so I can't give y'all that, though. But I will give y'all the faithful two, though.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll take that.
All right. I see we have 6 o'clock, so we'll probably get started in the next couple of minutes. See Donna, hey, how y'all doing? Miss Williams. Let's see. Let me pull up some stuff. So I'm going to go on mute for maybe a minute, then I'll jump back on.
Oh, okay. Let's see.
Mute us. I'm still snacking away.
Hey, James.
Yes.
Uncheck my sound. I'm not hearing James.
Okay. I can hear you.
All right, let me make a change.
Turn up the volume.
It is that. Bump up the volume.
Can you hear me okay now?
Just barely. I made a change. I'm gonna have to go back.
Okay. Can everybody else hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Why does it keep muting?
It's Donna. She's muted.
I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Awesome.
All right. I guess we can go ahead and get started. Again, hello, good evening, everyone. And welcome to the meeting for, I think it's March the 16th, right? Central City Neighborhood Association. It's always good to see everybody. Again, I know y'all get tired of me doing this, but I always seem to see new people on the call. So I'm James Sullivan. I serve as your neighborhood president for Central City Neighborhood. And we also have Shalita Purefoy. I think she may be on the call. She usually calls in. So welcome. I think to unmute your phones, if you called in and you want to speak, I think it's *6. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong in that. So just remember, if you called in, it's *6, okay? So let's just go ahead and let me see. I did type up the meeting minutes. Hopefully, I'm not sure if everybody had an opportunity to read them. Hopefully you did. But if not, we can go through them. It's up to, it's up to the people over the phone. So did everybody have a chance to look at them? I sent it out last night, so it was fairly late. But if you don't have any questions about it, we can go through the months, January and February. But if not, I would like for a motion to approve the agenda. Nothing really changed. I didn't get any calls. We do have one public voice that's going to speak. I got a call earlier today, so we'll give him at least 3 minutes or a maximum 3 minutes to speak. Other than that, our agenda is usually what it is. We ask for updates from, of course, the city or Birmingham departments and things of that nature. So are there any questions about that before we jump in? All right, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda, Mike Perez.
All right, the second. I'm just gonna say, is that Lisa, that second I heard?
Okay,
Yeah.
that works.
All right,
Oh, and
any discussion, like any questions or? All right, all in favor of that? All right, I like that. Okay, so just like I said, we're just gonna jump right in with the open reports. Oh, well, before we get started, again, I created a YouTube page, so it will have our meetings on there. So in the agenda, you can click the YouTube and just please subscribe to the YouTube page. It's easier to go back and review the meeting videos instead of trying to go to like Google Drive or something like that. So I made that available for everybody to view. Eventually, I'm going to go back and post all the other meetings. And again, whenever we're doing doing things in the community and we have a video somewhere, I'm going to try to add those to the YouTube page as well. Okay. All right. Birmingham Public Library. I think I saw Corinne on the phone or on the call.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, doing great. How are you all doing?
We're making it.
Good. I hope that everyone knows that the library is back open. With the Central Library, we're basically open Monday through Saturday, 9 until 4. And we have normally all of the services there. The one thing that we don't really offer right now is for people to do meeting rooms, and that's because of COVID and people having large gatherings. But besides that, all the same information. The computers are still available. All the books that you normally get, they're still available. And if you go on our webpage, one thing that you will see is a listing of online classes and online programs that we offer. So we're still offering the same type of programming, but it's basically online. So if you just take a quick look, you'll see. I mean, we have Get Your Local Businesses, Google Search and Maps. It has Club Create Crafts and Chat. Let's talk about Medicare. So just on and on. We have a lot of programs that we're offering, but they're online. Okay, so any questions for me? Any questions for the library? All right, well, I think that's it, James.
All right, thank you. Again, it's always good to see you and continue to be safe. And thank you for your service for the Birmingham Public Library.
All right.
All right, so do we have the police department on the call? Anybody from North Precinct, South Precinct, anywhere, East, West? If you called in, *6, I think, is to unmute, just in case you called in. All right, I'm going to have to follow up with some people at the police department. I'm pretty sure they have the link, so I know they're busy, but I will make sure I follow up with them. Do we have anybody on from Public Works? Okay. Do we have anybody from the fire department?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Pretty good. Just like you always do, just state your name and that type stuff and jump right in.
Okay. My name is Lieutenant Sylvia Williams. I am the lieutenant at Station 1 on C shift. We have just been in normal operation, I guess, throughout the pandemic. The only thing that we have on our agenda this month is just hydrant testing and hydrant painting. Other than that, everything's just still, smooth flowing, just like it has been. So
you said hydrant.
painting and testing. So we're just going out and just making sure all the hydrants are painted the appropriate color and they're working properly. We're putting hydrants out of service that don't work so we can get them, fixed and operational. Other than that, as far as, medical calls and fire calls, we're still in operation as usual.
Okay.
All right, does anyone have any questions for me? No? All right, thank you so much, Mr. Sullivan.
Thank you for calling in. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
I will say, like I said, the fire department, y'all always have somebody calling in. I really appreciate y'all taking the time out to call in and, and notify us of the things that's going on. So just continue to be safe. And again, thank you for what you do.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Do we have anybody from the city of Birmingham? Well, I would say it's our CRR on. Is Mr. Watson on? All right. Councilor Oquinn's office. Anybody on from his office?
Hi, James. Yes, I'm here.
Hey, how are
This is
you?
Kim. Good, thank you. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Kim Phillips. I'm from Councilor Oquinn's office. The first thing I want to make sure everyone knows, or make sure that you all have on your agenda, maybe another date for a neighborhood cleanup. We've been working with our neighborhoods, also in partnership with the Litter Squad and the Department of Public Works. We've been having some great participation. So whenever you all are ready, let us know and we'll help you get that together. We have all of the supplies that you could need. And some great partnerships that are going through. We seem to be doing one every weekend, it feels like, but those are going really well. I know that we've talked in these meetings about the racing downtown. Councilor did reach out on your behalf to Chief Smith. He is aware of the issue. They have been writing more tickets. They have made some arrests, but they are working to try and, address this problem. So hopefully we can have it eliminated, but they are aware, and Captain Pruitt Michelle Pruitt is the captain for your precinct, and she's also aware that it is an issue that you all are facing. So I just want you all to know that that's something that we are making sure we stay aware of and communicate with them about. Also, if anybody is having any issues getting registered for the vaccine, our office can assist you. If you have any older relatives who are not comfortable with the online registration, you can call our office. And I'll put the contact information in the chat so that you have my number and Ms. Arlene's number as well. And we will do it for you or walk you through it because we know some of our older residents are struggling with that. But that's all I have for you all this evening, unless you all have any questions for me or anything that you would like me to take back to the counselor.
I do see some questions in the chat box. Right, okay. Sorry about that. I have a question for a friend's office. Okay. Donna, do you want to ask a question now?
Yes, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, I appreciate you mentioning that he's aware. I don't know if you're aware, but we have a Downtowners neighborhood group on
Yes, ma'am.
social media, and it is constantly blowing up. And I know Mr. Oquinn is involved, because he's like commented and stuff before. But, we keep hearing this, how they're involved, and we know about the recent bust at George Ward Park, which was great. But it's the same thing. We're just constantly complaining about the noise and about, we call the police. And I did call the other night, and within a matter of seconds, they were down on 3rd Avenue. I heard their sirens. But it's like we're just worn out. Everybody I talk to is worn out from the repetitiveness of getting on our social media, complaining, calling. And we just need, I think Mr. Oquinn needs to take it up a notch. Great, we're out picking up garbage, but to get people to stay, people are mass exodus, leaving City Federal Building and other buildings. They're just burnt out, they're done. And I think it would be wise to have a meeting face-to-face or to do something. And this is the last couple of times a police officer hadn't even showed interest in our area to show up to the meeting. And as you can tell, I'm very frustrated, and I think I speak for many, not just myself.
Well, I'd be curious to know when he spoke to the police department, because we saw them racing on Sunday dirt bikes through downtown over the viaducts from our rooftop deck.
Yeah, so the most recent conversation that we had an email conversation with Chief Smith, and he put us in contact with, I'm gonna look at the date for you so I don't misspeak. But that was earlier today, that he, responded to us, that he was aware of the issue and some of the things that they've been doing, like I said, with the citations and the arrests, and making Captain Pruitt, giving her the direction to make sure that she answers our questions. I don't have any further update about any other plans that they have in place to further address the issue right now, but we're definitely, that's what we're trying to get from them. Hopefully, Captain Pruitt will respond either this evening or tomorrow, and I can get that information back out to Mr. Sullivan. But I definitely understand your frustration, and I agree, maybe it is time for an in-person meeting. I know the police department is trying, not sure if it's the same people each time or different, different groups and ways that they can really cut down on it so that we can eliminate the problem.
Well, I know Donna, you're frustrated. I stay on first. I know you're on third, and a lot of people on third is the loudest, I think. But I have been seeing like the police officers kind of still parking in like alleys, and but I know they can't be on each street, and I'm pretty sure it's only a limited amount, but they should at the least continue to participate in the meeting. I'm not sure why they haven't, but I just, like I said, like with Kim, I'm not sure. It's hard I can only do so much, and we just have to continue to complain and try to elevate it as much as possible. I know that's not a great answer, but we can only do what we can do.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, Kimberly's here trying to represent Daryl Oquinn, and she, we're giving her a hard time.
Right.
And it's, he's not here himself. That's unfortunate, and we're sorry, Kimberly. We're giving you a hard time because it's frustrating. We've all gone through it, and it's been an ongoing issue, and so we apologize for that.
No, and I understand. I don't take it personally. I promise you, I am not racing down First Avenue, so I'm not taking it personally at all. It's definitely a frustrating issue, and I will communicate to Captain Pruitt and Chief Smith that you haven't had any representation, as well as Councilor Oquinn. Make sure that he is on the next meeting, or we can get something separate scheduled, like Ms. Whitlock mentioned, just to focus specifically on this issue and see how we can move forward as a group.
Thank you, ma'am.
So Donna, do you think we should go back to the media? Because it seems like that's when we get response, is when we go to the media and tell them what is going on. That weekend was great, that there was all over the news, and now it's completely stopped again. Maybe we should go back to them and see what they can do for the second time.
Well, I think my opinion, since you've asked, is that we need to, and you can call me hardcore or whatever. I'm an action person, and us saying, well, we can just keep calling, we can keep doing this, we can keep doing that. I don't see any change in the filth downtown, the homeless situation, I don't know. It is just like, I stay on my alley, and thank God Don Lupo lives across the street, and he stays on Third with us picking up trash, trying to make it better. We go from that, we go to the homeless, we go to the, and I'm not anti-homeless, I'm anti them destroying the areas where we have visitors and this kind of thing. And Don will tell you, I stay involved, I do help, I do volunteer, but I just see no action happening. And not myself, but someone posted on our downtown website the other day, election is coming, and this is what it looks like, that we're gonna have to bring our concerns to the election table when it's time. And it's kind of like telling your children, things are going to get better. They're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then you never do any action. That I think everything is falling on deaf ears. People are tired of hearing the same answers every time.
Any more questions for Darrell Oquinn's office, Councilor Oquinn's office? More concerns? All right. Well, thank you, Kimberly. And
Absolutely. And I appreciate you all sharing with me, and I will get these concerns back to Councilor and see how we can move forward as a group.
Thank you, Kimberly.
all right. Do we have a representative from Rev on the call?
Hey, James, Rob, with Rev here. I want to give everyone kind of an update. Last week, Birmingham Department of Transportation and Rev kicked off the implementation of flex lanes on 20th Street. So right now, with the current road construction going on along 20th, and just kind of making sure we phase everything in and do the appropriate engagement and gather the right amount of feedback. The flex lanes were installed between Cafe DuPont and 3rd Avenue North. So it was a pretty small little stretch, but we will gradually start adding or filling in from Morris to Lynn Park block by block over the coming months. This week, we are putting together a survey that we will send to property owners nearby and along 20th Street, as well as making a public survey so we can start to gather some feedback and, hear some input on what people like about the flex lanes, what they don't. And that way we can make the appropriate changes as we begin to, hopefully, fill those in down 20th Street. If you don't know what a flex lane is, it provides, it really just kind of formalizes what's been going on 20th Street for a long time. It takes one lane of traffic and it dedicates it to loading and picking up things from, the local restaurants. If you have to run into UPS or FedEx, you can, just park your car there for a few minutes, run in, do what you need to do, and then get back in your car and leave. So pretty much anything under 10 minutes, you'll be able to do on 20th Street. We've also worked with parking enforcement, and they are aware of how to properly enforce the flex zones. So you shouldn't be getting any tickets. If you do, we'll provide on our website the proper ways to challenge those tickets and everything like that. Lastly, we are going through a leadership transition with the CAP team. We are hiring a new director of operations, boots on the ground for the team. They will, really be focused on deploying the ambassadors and, making sure that, the CAP program is providing the supplemental services that it was designed to provide in downtown. Our director, or our service provider, block by block, has the regional vice president in town right now, and he's conducting those interviews. And he has brought one of our sister organizations, 2 leaders from Austin, Texas's program to kind of run the day-to-day operations of CAP till we have a new leader in place. Right now, we have already conducted a couple interviews. Things seem to be going really well, and we should have that person in place very shortly. So other than that, that's all I have. Again, we will post, follow our social media. We'll put the link to the surveys for the flex lanes on there, and we look forward to the input.
Thank you, Rob. Are there any questions for CAP or for Rob? All right, thank you, man. See you next time. What do we have? Okay, Al Dot.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Sullivan and Central City Neighborhood Association. Good to be with you all again this month, as always. Ms. Crockett is on and I am on, and I'd just like to remind you in the neighborhood of our commitment, Mr. Leonard and Al Dot's commitment that we would remain here and available to you until this project is completed. The completed scheduled date is prior to World Games 2020, which I keep telling you and reminding you that that's the expected completion date should the weather cooperate. Of course, that's something we cannot control, but that is the goal, World Games 2020. Let's see, the website that we have been redoing for City Walk is scheduled to be up this week. We were hoping to have it up before your meeting this month, but we're going to miss your meeting by 3 or 4 days. I've had the opportunity to review it, and it's going to be very informative, very exciting, and it's a very good read. The information is reader friendly, and I think everybody's going to enjoy the website once it's up on City Walk Birmingham. Let's see, the construction is there. I don't know if you have any questions for us. We will answer any questions that you have. Construction is there. The website is going to be ready this weekend, and we're going to stay here to answer any questions or any concerns you have concerning LDOT and the 5920/City Walk Birmingham project. If there are any questions, we'll entertain them. Either I'll answer them or Ms. Crockett will be able to answer them, and we'll give you the answers or get the information back to you.
Did I hear, I could have heard, I don't know. Did the City Walk get delayed or something like that? Or is it still, I thought I heard that. I know you said
spring of this year is the expected date to let the contract. So the actual work is supposed to start in spring. Of course, you know, we always have the weather factor that we have to work with and work around. And there were a couple of delays that we've had. We were hoping to have the contract let by now and the construction going, but it should be within the next couple of months or so.
Okay. I just vaguely remember something about something being delayed. Okay, thank you.
I think there was something written on Facebook or somewhere about it, but yeah, we're still pretty much on schedule and expecting to be done by World Games, which was our initial target date.
Okay, well, that's good, man. I'm still excited about it. Every time you see the lights, you know, you start thinking about it, you know, so.
Yeah, and I encourage all of your residents to take some time and walk down there because it's really beautiful. So you can see it at this phase as well as when it is completed.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank the Central City neighborhood.
Any questions for Ms. Long or Mrs. Long? All right. I think that's all of our reports. I did see Miss Prince call in. I don't mean to call you out, but I'm not sure if you wanted to say anything or just say hello, but I did see you. So this is the time if you would like to speak or anything.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, President Sullivan. No, I believe Kimberly was on the line and gave her report. She did text me about some concerns that have been voiced in the meeting, and I'm aware of those. I've been following the emails that have been moving back and forth between the Birmingham Police Department and some residents. So no, I just want to say good evening and to let you know that I'm here and that we hear you. So I will certainly let the councilor know of the dissatisfaction and which is understood because we've been reporting the same thing in the College Hills neighborhood, which is where I live. And so trust me when I say I understand and that something has to be done. And hopefully on this call this coming Friday with Mr. Miller that Kimberly mentioned, I'm sure, with the counselors, this situation, that something for someone next door to me on a motorcycle that's just killing me. But we're going to continue to work on it and press forward. Mr. Sullivan, so no one from the police department was on this call tonight?
No, I don't think, I know they missed maybe the last 2 meetings possibly, but yeah, no one was on this call either, so.
Okay.
But,
And then I was, I believe the North Precinct Captain, is it Michelle Pruitt? I
right.
believe one of the residents should have spoken with her. Did that happen?
I am unaware if there's something that was stated in the last meeting, or I don't recall receiving anything.
Okay. Okay, no, there was an email. She responded to Police Chief Patrick.
You're breaking up a little bit too. All right, we may, I'm give her maybe a I'm on mute her. All right. We can go ahead and move on. Knows this happens during
Yeah. Captain. Oh, I am?
Yeah, you were
okay, let's see.
You're bad, yeah.
Sir, can you hear me?
Yes, we can
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Okay, I was looking for the email. I saw Miss Whitlock's, but it wasn't Miss Whitlock. It was another resident. I'm going through my email now trying to find that. Kim just told me she got knocked off the call. So because I had sent the email to her. But anyway, oh, here we go. Miss Lofton, Loftin. Is Miss Lofton on the call? Nobody can hear me.
Yeah, is she with the North Precinct?
No, she's a resident downtown.
Okay, Lofton.
Loftin.
Okay.
She is the one who was responded to Chief Smith's email. He put her in touch with Captain Michelle Pruitt. They were supposed to talk. And that's why I'm asking if that happened.
Yeah, I am unsure about that.
Okay, so Ms. Lofton's not on the call. Okay. I will forward you those emails, President Sullivan.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for calling in. And
absolutely, sir. The counselor is on in another meeting, and that's why he's not on this call, but we will advise him most assuredly. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you. And we may go, someone may have a question about Rob, the 20th Street and future, I think, oh, never mind, Rob, okay. Let's just move on. I'm going to monitor the chat questions and we may come back to it, but we don't have any items that need to be approved, so we can go ahead and move on to public voices. I did get a call from Mr. Chris Woods. So at this time, I will give him the opportunity to speak. But I will say, people know me. I have a timer on for my meeting.
Yes,
so,
sir. Yes, sir.
So I'm going to give you 3 minutes, and so just go ahead and introduce yourself and do your thing.
Well, thank you, Mr. Sullivan, and believe me, I believe you will pull that trigger. First of all, my website address is chriswoodsformayor.com. chriswoodsformayor.com. I invite you to go to my website where you'll see my kickoff speech where I share my vision for the city. And there on my website is my vision for the city laid out in about 7 different contexts where I definitively define my solution to make a better Birmingham, to turn Birmingham to that all-American city that she once was. My telephone number is area code 205-965-7124. That's 205-965-7124. And that's my personal cell phone. Once you go to the website, hear me talk tonight, if you have any questions or comment, I want to hear from you. I want to hear your advice, and it'll be the same way I've governed. I've been March the 29th of March, 37 years of my company celebrates its existence here in Birmingham. And that's a great milestone. And just as I run my business hands-on with my clients, face-to-face, accessible, that's how we plan to govern. But my vision for Birmingham is to unite people, not to divide people, and bring people together regardless of our differences, political parties, religious belief, and deal with the issues facing our city, our public education, our crime. This city is just ended a record high of homicides in the past 20 years. And it's a tragic journey, a journey that must come to an end. It's no greater priority for me, the safety and education of our children. What we're going to do immediately in the crime sector, because I hear your voices and I'm attending all the neighborhood meetings, and it's over and over as if your voices are not being heard. Dealing with the crime, because I vision we are 150 policemen short. We are going to immediately merge our efforts with the Sheriff's Department. Birmingham is a part of Jefferson County, and I've discussed this with the sheriff, and it's planned out that we would merge with the Sheriff's Department to overcome our manpower and our highly visibility and our respond rate to these issues. We won't give you lip service, we're going to give you actions. Education, I feel is the challenge. 90% of the crimes in our city are being committed by young Black men. And I think a precious life is valuable, whether it's Black on Black crime or a white person killing a Black person or vice versa. We must respond the same way. And I don't mind telling you, crime and education are my 2 top priorities. I will give you transparent government. I won't items that come before the city won't sit in the legal department like the Crime Stoppers bill. We have to have these fighting tools to help our officers do their jobs and do it to the max. I'm going to be hands-on. Our city is going to be an inviting place to live. My vision, uniting people and all of us working together, laying aside our differences is how I see our city really going to the next level. I thank you, Mr. Sullivan, for giving me this time. And if I have a minute for a question or two, but I invite you to go to my website, please, and look at my vision for the city, and please give us a call. It's almost unfair to even come for me to try to get it all in 2 minutes, because that's impossible for me. I'm one of 13 kids, by the way, and Bishop Calvin and Lucille Woods are my parents. I was blessed to go to Carré, Togo, and Parker High School, and played football at Auburn and graduated from Auburn, and was blessed to play 6 years of professional football, where I returned back here in 1989 and got involved in the construction business. So I love my city. I'm passionate about it, and I want the opportunity to earn your support. And if you would do that by simply going to my website and checking out my vision for the city, I really, really would appreciate it. And thank you, Mr. Sullivan, for having an open door policy to anyone who's seeking public office.
Well, I thank you for calling and wanting to speak to us. Hopefully we'll see you, maybe at the next meeting. I don't know, but we'll see you around. I know I've seen you in the public a couple of times. So thank you for calling. So are there any questions for Mr. Woods?
I have a question. Given the fact that the sheriff's department is understaffed as well, how are you talking about merging for increased coverage?
What it is, because Birmingham, our department, is 150 policemen short, and the land lay that they cover in Birmingham, we're just going to work together to make sure we're not overlapping, to come up with a strategic plan where we are highly visible and we can be proactive in the crimes and being visible and responding to the citizens' calls. Right now, it's no cooperation. The sheriff has offered to work together, and it just appears to be no priority for reducing crime in this city. I mean, the action speaks louder than words, so that'll be immediately our long-term goal is to build a strong force, and I will mandate that the police department be fully staffed and fully equipped, and we'll provide it with all the tools it needs to make our community safe.
All right, any more questions for Mr. Woods?
Well, thank you once again, and please go to that website, chriswoodsformayor.com, and my telephone number is 965-7124, and I really look forward to hearing from you because I just want the opportunity to earn your support. And sir, I really thank you for asking that question, and thank you so much for engaging with us, and I do look forward to hearing from some of the rest of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, brother. All right.
All right. Are there any more public voices before we move on? All right. And just a quick note, North Precinct said that it didn't receive the invite to the meeting. So that I will take responsibility for that. So maybe she didn't receive the information. So I will make sure to check the distribution list and that someone from the North Precinct receives the meeting invite. All right. No old business or new business. Well, I guess new business could be, I sent out the email. Let me get some of this stuff off my screen about the, I was hoping, is Andre on the call? Andre Watson, he's our CRR. Okay. If you have an opportunity, please just go out and look at the information about the neighborhood elections. Let's see here, have a chat. I was hoping Andre will be on the call that this time, due to COVID, we're doing like voter absentee ballots. The instructions are on the email that I sent out, and I could read some of this if y'all would like me to. But I will just glance over it. Like I said, the neighborhood officer election would take place on Tuesday, March the 30th. If you are unable to get to the polls on neighborhood election days, you have an option to request an absentee ballot by contacting our CRR, Melanie Martin, through phone. I can post her number in the chat as well, but it's the office number is 205-254-2535, and her cell phone number is 205-873-5904, or you can email her if you have any questions, melanie.martin@birminghamal.gov. Again, March the 30th is the neighborhood election day. So you have mail-in ballots. let's see, I'm just going through the information that I have. The in-person voting sites for March the 30th is the times are from 7 a.m. until 7 p.m. Ballots from all 99 neighborhoods will be at each on the 4 sites. So we have this Hooper City Recreation. That's 3901 4th Street West, Birmingham, Alabama, 35207. We have Memorial Park, 524 6th Avenue South, Birmingham, Alabama, 35205. Hawkins Recreation Center, 8920 Roebuck Boulevard, Birmingham, Alabama, 35206. And lastly, Legion Field, 400 Great Mountain Avenue West, Birmingham, Alabama, 35204. So if you have an opportunity to go out and vote for your neighborhood officers, right now my name is the only one for president, and Shalita is the only one for vice president, I think. And we don't have anybody for secretary. I know y'all get tired of me saying this, but if you're interested, you can always write in your name for secretary, okay? But like I said, I enjoy serving, so I'm fine with that as well. So just go out and vote, please. I included the updated committee meeting agenda for the Birmingham City Council. So I don't want to read through all this. So just if you have an opportunity, please just check your email to see the updates that's happening in the city. Okay, yeah, so just read through that. Right now, I am going to go through the chat to make sure I didn't miss anything, because I did get a lot of people chatting here. Okay. Okay.
Hey, James, I have a question.
Yes.
Aren't our meetings on the same day of every month? Like second Tuesday or third Tuesday or whatever?
Yeah, the third Tuesday of every month, correct.
Can you not point that out to the police department? I mean,
right.
Yeah, and maybe Daryl Oquinn.
Yeah, I know. You know how they go. They like a lot of times you want to kind of like pass the buck a little bit, but I will continue to, notify them and let them know. I mean, they have been to the meetings before, but
It's not you, James. You're not the one. It's them.
everybody's got a smartphone calendar, and all you do is say, repeat monthly on X day of the month. I mean, it ain't rocket science.
That's
cool. I was going to ask, because I'm new to these meetings. Like, do they occur monthly? Did I miss something? It seems like if you have a conflict on a meeting that's once a month, you could maybe reschedule that.
So yeah, I feel where you're coming from, and I will make sure I continue to say that as well. I think
James, is the link the same every month?
The link is the same every month. The meeting ID is the same. Everything is the same every month. Yeah.
Okay.
Before we go, I think I saw somebody from Public Works call in. Ms. Williams.
Yes, sir.
Hey, how are you? I did pronounce your last name right. It's Williams, right? Oh.
It's Williams.
Okay, Ms. Williams. She from Public Works. Do you have anything for us? I know most times residents just give you some concerns, so I will give you the opportunity to speak right now. So does anybody have any concerns for Public Works at the time?
Hey, this is Jason Koenig, 2320 First Avenue North, Paper Doll.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, good. I'm not sure that Public Works is the correct department, but when the city someone came in and put we were told they were putting the fiber in the sidewalk on First there. We've been left with gravel pits for a long time, and just curious about when those might get concreted in.
Jason, that's MCI cable, and I'm on here as a neighbor, but sometimes I can't help myself. I've got to put my 2 cents in. I went around and took pictures of every one of them 2 weeks ago. I've sent them to all the departments, and they have made contact with MCI. Also, Alabama Power through Southeastern Seal Coating has made just gigantic messes all over the neighborhood. The Waterworks has several cuts. Spire has cuts. The utilities have just made, just hodgepodges of cuts all over the neighborhood. But the ones you're talking about are MCI, and they are responsible. I mean, in fact, the city, other than enforcing it, getting it fixed, the city's really not responsible for fixing any of it.
Thanks, Don.
I just have one question. Hello?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Mhm.
What is it?
I think, what if someone falls and sues the city?
I'm not an attorney, but I know that does happen, especially on the sidewalks, because I'm the city is responsible for the sidewalks.
Right. I only say that because I walk my dog most every day, and we have to avoid those spots to keep from falling.
So I guess, Don, so to push it, you said, what's the name of the group again?
MCI.
Silly question, but are they a part of the city, right? Or no?
No.
Okay. MCI is like a contractor?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
They're a national, I mean, they're huge.
But aren't they contracted by the city?
No.
Oh.
These aren't our projects. These are their projects.
Oh. Interesting.
So there's not like a time, like.
I mean, not that I'm going to sue anybody or anything. I'm not talking about that. I was just concerned that, someone could fall and, suing is so easy now.
Oh.
Give me a call if you need it.
I was about to say.
I know where you live too.
I guess I don't really have anything else at this time.
Hey, James?
Yeah.
Sorry, I know we were chatting about it, so I just throw it out here. Is someone from Rev still on the line?
Who's that again?
Is someone from Rev still on the line?
Rob, are you on?
Yes, I'm on.
Hey, sorry I was late. I wanted to find out the update. I saw the painting going on the 20th Street between 2nd and 3rd. Yeah. And I heard that eventually that was going to be extended all the way down 20th, blocking 20th off. What's the timeline on that?
So 20th will not be blocked off. It'll still be open for vehicular traffic. We are working with the Department of Transportation on extending those flex lanes from Morris Avenue up to Lynn Park. We don't have an exact date to go and start the next block, but the plan is for all that to be completed before the World Games. So, hopefully here you'll see each block be complete pretty quickly.
Okay, so in the final phase, vehicles will still be able to travel all the way up 20th Street.
Correct. 20th Street, technically is one lane, but some people use it as 2 lanes. So we're just kind of formalizing that a little bit.
Oh, I wish that was 2 lanes. I'm kidding.
Well, I guess it depends on who you ask, but it's never been striped for 2 lanes.
Right. It's just wide, right? Okay.
So James, Sue, I just wanted to confirm, and I made a quick call, and the MCI work is them strengthening their network. It's not a contract with the city.
Okay.
When you said MCI, that makes sense now because they're laying fiber probably.
That's what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like it's kind of like the work that Southeastern Seal Coating's that they're doing for the power company. It
Yeah.
has to be done.
Right. No,
I'm not sure that they have to make such a mess, and I'm not sure they have to leave such a mess for such a long time. But, you know.
It's been on second for 6 months, I think.
At least.
Yeah.
That was first as well. So
Mhm.
I feel your pain. All right. Kimberly, you're good on your question? Perkins?
Yes, I am. I was just concerned because I got a contact that said they were shutting it down to vehicle traffic altogether. And since that street is adjacent to our building, I was concerned that we were going to lose an entrance to our parking lot. But if that's not the case, I have no further questions.
All right, thank you. Thank you for calling in. Okay, I don't have anything else. Before we go, is there any remarks from the neighborhood, the residents? Okay, going once, going twice. All right, well, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Motion to adjourn. Seconded.
All right. It's so funny when people are so excited to do that. All right. But it's good to see Sue, are you trying to say something? Okay. All right. It's good to see everybody, and I will see y'all next time. Okay. Continue to be safe, and I will see y'all next time. Thank y'all.
Thank you, Jane. Thank you.
Good
James.
night, everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
I want to see this
Thank
thing.
you, James.
Thank you.